After the war, the never matched the race. The history books, they tell of their defeat in 45. They all came out of the woodwork on the day the Nazi died. They say the prisoner of Sultana was a symbol of defeat. Whilst Hess remained in prison, then the fascists they would beat. So the promise of an Aryan world would never materialize. So why did they all come out of the woodwork on the day the Nazi died? The world is riddled with maggots. The maggots are getting fat. They're making a tasty meal of all the bosses and bureaucrats. They're taking over the boardrooms and they're fat and full of pride. And they all came out of the woodwork on the day the Nazi died. So if you meet with these historians, I'll tell you what to say. Tell them that the Nazis never really went away. They're out there burning houses down and peddling racist lies. And we'll never rest again until every Nazi dies.
Woke up one morning and there were soldiers. Oh, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Woke up one morning and there were soldiers. The invasion had begun. Lend me your shoulder, we'll stand together. Oh, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Lend me your shoulder, we'll stand together. But I feel my time has come, and if I die here for the resistance, oh, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. And if I die here for the resistance, you must lay me in my grave among the flowers upon the mountain. Oh, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Among the flowers upon the mountain, let me rest among the brave. Someday the people will pick the flowers. Oh, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Someday the people will pick the flowers, and they will remember my name. This is the flower of the resistance. Oh, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. This is the flower of the resistance, and those who died for liberty. This is the flower of the resistance. Oh, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. This is the flower of the resistance, and those who died for liberty. This is the flower of our resistance, and those who died for liberty.
Come all of you good workers, good news to you I'll tell, of how the good old Union has come in here to dwell.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
My daddy was a miner and I'm a miner's son, and I'll stick with the Union till every battle's won.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
They say in Harlan County there are no neutrals there. You'll either be a Union man or a thug for J.H. Blair.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Oh, workers, can you stand it? Oh, tell me how you can. Will you be a lousy scab or will you be a man?
Which side are you on? Which side are you
Don't scab for the bosses, don't listen to their lies. Us poor folks haven't got a chance unless we organize.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
I was born in the Dublin street where the lion runs do beat, and the lovely English people walked all over us. And every single night when they tell, come home tight, he'd invite the neighbours out with this chorus.
Hello there, hello there. Hello there, everybody. How the devil are we all? I am alive. But would you even know it? Probably not, given my infrequent streaming lately. Yes, apologies that I wasn't here yesterday. I've been infrequent over the last couple of weeks. I've had some personal stuff to deal with, some IRL stuff, which has been difficult. And then with Christmas, etc., etc. Yeah, it's been hectic. We've got family over from Ireland, one of whom was supposed to be staying with me today. The fucking muck savage. Michael, if you listen... Oh, fuck, I've just doxed the cunt. His surname isn't Logan anyway, so he's a cousin. Anyway. We like to have some banter. The amount of fucking car bomb jokes he's done on me. Do you know what I mean? I think it's okay. I think that's just giving a little bit of what you got in return. For legal reasons, he has never done any car bomb jokes about Kevin Logan or any other member of the citizen subject of His Royal Britannic Majesty. Obviously. I'm getting him kicked out of the country now. Fucking hell. Anyway, he was supposed to be staying with me, but then I drove over to the but he'd got a room in another family's house, a member of the family's house. So basically, I wasted my fucking time, and I got back half an hour ago, annoyed. Shortly, you said, would hate to know what later is. Michael, I've just had to try explain to you. I drove across the fucking city to pick up a relative, and then had to turn down. So you know what? You're lucky you're getting a stream at all, and that I didn't go and drink my anger away. So. Be grateful, you little shits. Anyway. So we've got family over, so we have to do Christmas shite. Fucking... Anyway. Click the link. I've already clicked the link, Solly. It's going to be the first funny bit that we do. Shut up! Why am I being angry? You're not the people who did this. My father, being a fucking nuthouse, is the man that did it. Fucking crossed wires because he's got cross wires in his fucking brain. Ugh, anyway, doesn't matter. Right. Why England cricket so shit? Because it's a bunch of posh lads, isn't it? A bunch of posh twats. They've had successive batting collapses, so they replaced a bowler for this game and thought, oh, that'll work out well. Why didn't that make noise? Okay, I've switched it off and on again, so if we have a noise in future, hopefully we'll actually make a noise. Thank you, Carl Brown, for gifting a membership on the YouTubes. Much love. Irish dads are shite. Well, I mean, my one, he tries, bless him. He does try, but he's also a knob. So, you know. Anyway, talking of thick brummies, it's okay, my dad doesn't watch this, it's fine. Yeah. Oh, for fuck's sake. I actually hate the world and I want to die. I hope you know that, chat. Are you aware of that? Were you aware of that?
See the word intifada as having overtones of violence, Minister?
I think calling for a to globalise the intifada can only really have.
The what now? What was getting globalised?
I'm not sure what other interpretation there is of intifada other than.
Well, I don't know any fucking interpretation because that isn't a word.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Thank you. We'll get to it in a second. Infratada. The infratata. Foodstuffs, is it now? Nelly Furtado. I don't know. It could be anyone.
And like an uprising.
It's
and
intifada, of course.
Intifada.
Yes, yes.
Sorry, excuse me.
Yes, that's right.
The thing is, right, we understand in this city that we sound fucking stupid, right? Obviously. We know that. We know that the accent makes us sound dumb as fuck. And what doesn't help that is that some of us are. Not all. I would imagine we're much of a muchness in the middle of the pack in terms of overall intelligence and academic achievement in this city. But some of us, including the Member of Parliament, and at the time of this recording, she was at the time of recording of this, I should say, was a minister. She is an absolute fucking idiot. So, globalise the frittata. I'm so glad we've only got the best and brightest in Parliament. That's lovely, isn't it? Thankfully, she will be losing her seat. Probably to a wanker, but, you know. What can you do? I very much look forward to all of the Labour Party cuntbags losing. Whether it's Keir Starmer or David Lammy or Wesley Streeting or, indeed, the fine denizen of my city that you just saw there. Tolkien was a Brummie. Exactly, we have produced smart bastards as well, okay? We're not all thick cunts like her. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. Anyway. If you want to ease my pain, I thought he was from Rhodesia. Who? Who's from Rhodesia? What? What on earth are you talking about? Have I missed something in chat? What is this? Lord of the Rings, if they were... If the, oh, I don't care about Lord of the Rings. I just don't. Tolkien was from South Africa. No, well, I think he might have been born in South Africa because his dad was a colonial type, wasn't he? But he lived and grew up in Birmingham, yeah. And he was always English. He was never actually South African. He came here when he was like 2 or something, you know. And his family were all English, and Sarhall Mill is right still there. It's a lovely place, yeah. Anyway, thank you Mad Cat Scotty Eye, by the way, for resubscribing or continuing their sub from Prime/Gift to Tier 1. Yeah. Druid's Heath, was it, Kev, for Tolkien? Actually, not far away. Yeah. Tolkien grew up in what is essentially now Moseley, which is essentially connected to Druid's Heath via King's Heath. So it's literally 40-minute walk. Although actually, well, I suppose it depends which direction you go in. Because if you're coming from Moseley to Druid's Heath, a lot of it's uphill. So that would take a lot longer, actually. But the other direction, yeah, you're probably only looking at half an hour to 40 minutes. Anyway, so yeah, not very far away. Like I say, my sixth form was just around the corner from his house, Sarhole Mill. Which is an anagram of arsehole mill, but, you know. Yeah. And they used to have these fucking Lord of the Rings things. Because it was at the time when the movies were, like, coming out as well, so it was, like, a big fucking deal. And thousands of mentalists dressed up as hobbits walking down the street as I'm high as fuck waiting for the bus. Or walking down the road next to them, or in the opposite direction. You're fucking strange, man. I can't, it's too much. It's too much. Anyway, you can help me out. You can help me out in the form of subscribing and that. Johnny Giles, the ex-Leeds and Ireland player, lives in Moseley. What? I mean, that's fucking dope if that's true. But what? How, what? What the fuck is what? That's wild if that's true. Okay, cool. What's his connection? How did he end up here? What? Kev, warning, Christmas puns and PMQs suck. Well, of course they do. The entirety of it sucks. Completely and utterly. The PMQs is dog shit. That's why we watch it. Because it's good to react to. If it was just serious, sober, parliamentary nonsense, why would you care? It'd be tedious. There's reasons I don't show you, like, I don't know, the fucking Select Committee on Culture interviewing some rando from the fucking Football Association. Because, like, who cares? It's boring. It's fucking boring. We got Stephen Flynn in PMQs. Wow, which accent is he using? That's the important one. Is he going to go with his previous Scottish one? Or his newfangled robot American? I don't know. Did you ever see the new sound in the Discord for your soundboard? Which one is that? Link it to me here. It's possible I did. I don't know. Johnny Giles was pretty good, actually. Underrated, really, because he didn't play for a team that internationally did a lot, unfortunately. The Irish national team was fucking dead for a long time. It wasn't really till the sort of 80s they started kicking off a bit. Anyway, thank you, Dr. Phil Decker with bits, who says Hobbit racism. Oh, it's not racism against the Hobbits. It's I was stoned out of my fucking tree and it was weird. It was creepy because the makeup was really good as well. Anyway. Not that I thought they were actually Hobbits. You fucking absolute cunt, Gattuso. I'll fucking stab you in Minecraft.
If your name...
What?
Sometimes may be good, sometimes
Alright,
may be shit.
We get it. I'm turning you off, you cunt. Shut up. Fuck's sake. Your generosity is infuriating, Joe. I hope you know that. What is this absolute nonsense? There are French people called Kevin. Is it Kevin Gamiero, the former French international footballer? That is the only one I can think of, to be fair. But I'm sure there are others. We need to talk about Kevin. No, we don't. Oh, so this is actually a thing then? Okay. What is the history of the name Kevin being stigmatised in France? What the fuck is Kevinismus? Kevinismus is a German name for a practice of giving children trendy, exotic-sounding names. Germany is so shit that it thinks that Kevin is an exotic name. Maybe I need to go to Germany and be cool. Just be all exotic. What about Kevin Karanye, former German football international? Yeah? These are people I know. Basically, I know footballers' names. Kevin was the name of the Hartlepool Monkey. No, it wasn't. You're making shit up. The prototypical example is Kevin, which, like so much names, comes to Germany from Anglo-American culture, specifically the 1990 comedy Home Alone. The German title of which is Kevin Eilen Zuhus, includes the hero's name, is credited with making Kevin the most popular boy's name chosen in 1991. What the fuck? Oh no! Oh, for fuck's sake.
Name is Kevin, or you know anyone named Kevin, I'm so sorry to be the bearer of bad news.
Thanks.
But this is the single most hated name in France. So
Good. I want them to boo me. I've seen what they cheer. It started with Keegan. Exactly. Kevin Keegan, playing for Hamburg, wins back-to-back Ballon d'Ors. All of a sudden everyone's called Kevin. Coincidence? Very possibly.
So much so that the director of a watchdog group in France called the Discrimination Observatory claimed that there was a 10 to 30% lower chance of being hired if your name was Kevin versus another name.
See, we are the real oppressed minority. Kevins of the world unite. Fuck yes. Am I a marginalised person then? Because I'm close enough to France where I reckon I can claim it, right? Does this make me a person of colour? Is that how it works? I don't know. I haven't read the latest woke magazine. I don't know.
Like Arthur. But it wasn't always this way, because Kevin, or Kevin as it's pronounced in French,
they even have to pronounce it wrong. How insulting.
Was actually the single most popular name for boys born from 1989 until 1994. So I'm gonna try to quick.
And I was doing it before then, because I was born in 1987. So I was ahead of the curve. These fucking Johnny-come-lately Kevins. Losers.
Explain what the name Kevin means in France and how it went from so beloved to so hated. The peak in popularity of the name Kevin in France actually coincided with an interesting legal change, which was that from 1803 until 1993, baby names had to be chosen from a pre-approved list that included mostly saints and historical figures. And up until this point, traditionally, a lot of name trends in France came first from the bourgeoisie and then trickled down, whereas the name Kevin is believed to have gained popularity on its own among the lower class.
Exactly. Kevins, working class heroes. Fuck yeah! I'm saluting myself. Fuck yeah!
And then is also associated with the rise of American pop culture, especially movies like Home Alone and actors like Kevin Bacon. So altogether what this means is that the name Kevin became super popular super fast, was associated with trends from the lower class. By the early 2000s, the name Kevin became associated with someone who is uneducated, unsophisticated, following trends and Americanization.
Can we go back to the exotic thing from Germany, please? I preferred it when Germany said we were exotic. Even if that was taking the piss a bit, but like, you know.
And it was a name that represented this caricature in the same way that Americans might refer to someone who's a Karen. And I just find it so interesting.
You just assaulted me.
Unacceptable. This is war, France. I'll see you on the beaches. Or something, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I can go down to Dover and get one of the small boats that's just arrived and I can take it back. And that's how I invade France.
When names like this become a character of their own, and I bet a lot of countries have these. So if you're from a country and you have a name that's associated with a certain type of personality or character, let me know below in the comments. If your name
I don't know how to feel about this now. The Germans think I'm cool or something, And the French think that I'm American? It's an Irish name for a start off, by the way. It means wood. That's literally true, by the way. It means wood. I have wood. Anyway. It's a problem opportunity. They're delivering us a new navy. True. Anyway, Kevin Amos is a French figure skater. I'm sure there are other people called Kevin. Yes, she just told you it was the most popular name for boys between 89 and 94. So basically, men in their 30s now are more likely to be called Kevin than anything in France. Which, you know, is cool, I guess. And I have log in my second name. Oh, for fuck's sake. I also have sis in my middle name though, so I don't know what to think anymore. Anyway, I was gonna start doing a shilling about fucking 20 minutes ago. How did we get onto this? I don't know. How does anything happen on this fucking stream? How does this stream happen? I don't know. Anyway, if you want this the stream to possibly continue by allowing it to be financially viable, then you can do so in the form of to hit the follow button and subscribe, and you can subscribe with Amazon Prime. You can give subs to the community. You can do bits messages, 200 bits or more gets you a text to speech. You can do super chats via the Streamlabs link below. $2 or more, they get you a text to speech. If I turn the alert box back on, which I've just remember to do. Yes, Francis is my middle name, yes. My father insists it was named after St. Francis, although clearly it was named after Trevor Francis. That's literally, I like, it's very obvious that's what happened. Kevin comes from a terrorist though, so that's, you know, that's a thing. Well, a terrorist according to the British state. He was executed as such. At the age of just 18. Mad. Anyway. Yes. What was I going to say? Stop getting distracted by chat. Right. So you can do super chats, right? I've got a Discord. You can go and check out. I've got Blue Sky, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads. I've got... what did I forget? There was something in there I forgot. Patreon and PayPal you can help me out with. Fuck yes. Yeah, Kevin Barry. Yeah. Rest in peace. We're about to talk about political prisoners in the not too distant future, chat. So, you know. Yeah, the British state rather does have, let's say, a track record in that department. Yes. If you're on YouTube, hello YouTube. I've just hit the fucking microphone. I don't know if you even heard that. Whatever. You can do, what can you do? You can subscribe for free. You can hit the bell icon to get notifications or something. You can thumb the video up. You can go, go fuck yourself. No. You can become a member for 99 pence, which is literally like no amount of money, basically. You can also gift memberships at that price to the community. You can do Kevin Phillips. Yes, that's just an English person called Kevin. Stop just naming Kevins. Yes, we know they exist. Kevin Phillips is shit. No, he isn't. Well, I mean, he probably is now, but he was a good striker back in the day. He played in the Premier League for a fucking long time, man. You know who is shit? Calvin Phillips. Yeah, I said it. Fucking ruined. Thanks, Pep. Anyway. Thanks for letting me post these fine chats. Not a problem, Mad Cat. Everyone go and follow Mad Cat Scotty Eye immediately. Yes. What was I going to say? What's your beef with Kevin Phillips anyway? As friends, Ross, he didn't play for Man United, did he? No, he didn't. No. Did I see the meme? I didn't see any meme. Post it again. 255. Anyway, where was I? Yes, you can do super chats on YouTube as well, which will be read out in a robot voice, maybe. I don't know. And thank you to the Cunning Linguist with 69 bits. Nice. And there was a noise thing that happened. Thank you, Holland Cube, for 5 memberships on the YouTubes. Much love. Kevin Hart, that is another Kevin. Okay, we're actually going to stop the Kevin talk now, okay, because we're going to get serious. We will be taking a look at Prime Minister's questions in the not too distant future. So look forward to that. But firstly, wasn't Kevin Phillips of Mackham? Well, he played for Sunderland, but I think he was from London or somewhere down there. Anyway. There we are. Yes. Oh, we're supposed to be getting serious, chat. I mean, that kind of works, actually, to be fair. Okay, that's going in there. That's getting saved. Hello. Anyway. So, chat, you know how I've got a running joke on this channel where I say, you can't say, I support Palestine action. It's illegal. It's terrorism, etc., etc. It's a play on the idea of not saying it. But you're actually saying the words, but you're not saying it. It's a piece of linguistic nonsense. But there's a serious point to it, underlying the joke, right? That I don't think Palestine action should have been prescribed as a terrorist organisation by the British state, which happened earlier this year, along with the maniac murder cult and the Russian imperialism movement, because that's one of the most ludicrous comparisons ever. Anyway, Palestine action have been prescribed as a terrorist organisation. And as such, people who were members of that organisation and took part in Palestine actions were arrested, investigated, and some have been charged, although in the case of the people we're going to talk about now, the hunger strikers, they have been awaiting trial for months. And this is sort of the point, right? They've gone on hunger strike because they are being treated unbelievably poorly by the British state in order to punish them for daring to speak out about the genocide that Israel is committing in Gaza. And I say committing because even though there is a ceasefire, they haven't ceased firing. They continue to kill Palestinians in prolific numbers. Lesser numbers than the previous couple of years, but lots. There isn't really a ceasefire. They're still murdering lots of Palestinians. So they're still doing the genocide, you know. Yes. And so, the hunger strikers, who are in a prison in Surrey, which we'll be getting to in a second, called HMP Bronzefield. HMP stands for His Majesty's Prison, although of course it would have been Her Majesty's Prison when we had a lady monarch. What a silly country we are. Anyway, they've been awaiting trial for months. They've been treated very poorly, denied all kinds of care, which again we'll get to in a second. And they've been doing this for quite some time. Not that you would know that, because the British press have not been covering this, even though it's a massive story, because they are also colluding with the British state to protect the interests of Israel. That's all that's happening here, okay? Because it doesn't matter to either the press or the government or the Israeli government or the embassy, or the Israeli embassy here in Britain, whether these cases really collapse at some point in the future. They'd obviously prefer these people to go through the courts and be found guilty and given long sentences. That would work out nicely for them. But it doesn't matter whether they do or don't. Because ultimately, the punishment is the investigation itself. The fact that these people have had months of their lives stripped from them for daring to speak out against a genocide. The stress, both physical and emotional, the complete turmoil to one's life that these people are being put through is the punishment both for the people themselves and the deterrent. And that's what this is about. This is about making an example of people so that other people don't speak out. It's about the deliberate attempt to chill and curtail people's freedom of speech and action on behalf of a genocidal government in Israel. That's what this is. And they've been doing this now for so long, indeed upwards of 50 days, I believe, I think is where they're at now. Which, by the way, is beyond the, I think, 46 days that the last of the IRA hunger strikers who died on hunger strike in 1982, they died at day 46. Which these hunger strikers are now past that point. Now, medical science is better now. Medical care is better. Our understanding of these things. But even so, these people are very near death. And the British state and the British press, which serves the British state, are essentially trying to cover it up. And then that leads us to this story, which is simultaneously heartbreaking, but also, because of the actions taken by individuals, gives you hope, both for the present and the future. So, Palestine action-linked hunger striker Kessa Zarah taken to hospital. Protesters had gathered outside the prison to demand 20-year-old who was on day 46 receive urgent medical attention. The 20-year-old woman taking part in hunger strike in Palestine Action affiliated prisoners, by Palestine Action affiliated prisoners, which is the organisation of Palestine Action prisoners in prisons in Britain that are sort of banding together to continue action even though they're behind bars, which again shows the enormous bravery of these people. Has been taken to hospital after protesters gathered outside the jail where she was being held to demand she receive urgent medical attention. Because this is a little fact that the British state doesn't want you to know. The medical authorities, with the collusion of the Home Office, denied entry of an ambulance that turned up at the prison on Tuesday afternoon. So an ambulance arrived to take care of somebody who had been having a fit on the floor and was unable to stand, and they rejected it. They turned it away. Kessa Zarah, who is being held at HMP Bronzefield in Surrey while awaiting trial, is on day 46 of her hunger strike. Prisoners of Palestine is a prisoner-led collective in Britain, said the prison service was reported to have denied an ambulance entry into Bronzefield on Tuesday afternoon, despite Zarah having been unable to stand and writhing in pain on her cell floor. And then we get to Zarah Sultana MP and friends and supporters of Zarah gathered overnight on Tuesday to demand she be transferred to emergency care. The Green Party peer Jenny Jones later joined the protest outside the jail, warning that Zarah's condition could be life-threatening. And this literally did happen, by the way. Amazing stuff. So Zarah Sultana. Boom. Now, Zarah Sultana is a person I've had criticism for, based upon their actions to do with your party and all of that. But this was astonishing. This was above and beyond, really, for an MP. She says, I'm urgently on my way to HMP Bronzefield. Palestine hunger striker Kessa Zarah, now on day 46, is being refused an ambulance by the prison. She is critically ill and at immediate risk of dying. I have contacted David Lammy in West Streeting and received no response. Cal Surprise. An ambulance must be allowed in immediately and she must be transferred to hospital for urgent treatment. The remand prisoners must be granted immediate bail. I agree with all of that. And there she is. She literally turned up. She was there from like 2:30 in the morning. What do you mean, lol, above and beyond? She didn't need to do this, did she? This is not in like the description of an MP. It's good that she did this, and I'll be getting to what I think of this in a second, but like, don't be what's the word I'm looking for here? jaded about it. Like, no other MP turned up for this, did they? So clearly this is above and beyond what an MP does. Yes, she did. She wanted the headlines. This is why the left will achieve nothing. Honest to God, you are exactly the kind of person that will stop the left from achieving fucking anything. You think you're cool and above it all. You think you're fucking perfect. You think you're something fucking special who gets to sit back and just be snarky about shit on the internet for cool kid points. She's just fucking gone there, and because of her profile, she was one of the main reasons, fucking reasons that this person's life was saved. She's not the only person, not by a long stretch. Not by a fucking long stretch. Lots of people involved in this, including, most importantly, the people themselves. The hunger strikers themselves. Beautiful motherfuckers. But because of her profile and the fact that it was a member of parliament, she went there, she kicked up a fuss. All of a sudden, the media started to take notice. And that's why they let the fucking ambulance in. And that's why that person is alive now instead of dead. You may think she's doing it for a headline. And look, politicians do things. And they want to be seen doing things. But firstly, what's wrong with that? Surely having the profile to be able to do that, having the ability to bring that kind of light to the darkness, the dark crevasse of British society, is a good thing. Like, that you don't get a fucking special prize for doing something and not getting a headline. So why not do it and get a headline? I couldn't give two fucks whether we achieve socialism because of the narcissism of members of parliament wanting to do great things and have headlines saying, look, MP does great thing. Brilliant. Awesome. Let's fucking do it. Grab all the fucking headlines you like. Get the shit out of the waters. Grab all the headlines you like. Nationalise shit. Give people a fucking fair day's pay for a fair day's work. Honest to fucking God, man. Some people. It's not just crabs in the bucket. It's wankers. It's fucking wankers. Anyway. So yeah, she turned up there in the middle of the night.
At an ambulance transfer. Hiya, my name's Zarah Sultana. I'm a Member of Parliament. I've been contacting the ambulance service all evening because Zarah Zarah needs urgent medical care, and I've been told that it is the prison that have denied an ambulance transfer for her to go to hospital. Hello?
Hiya.
Hello, did you just...
Oh, they were a right-eyed. Oh, I assumed they were from the left. Okay, cool.
Hear what I said?
Yes.
Can I ask that the prison immediately allow an ambulance to transfer Kesa, who's on the 46th day of her hunger strike?
Hello? I will consult with my medical team.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes. I understand that the medical team have given her an ECG and said that everything is fine. She requires urgent hospital attention. And I'm going to be just sitting outside until an ambulance is allowed in to transfer her to hospital. so I've just been cut off. So I will go and sit, as I just said, until they allow an ambulance in.
And they did. She and various other people, quite a crowd gathered in the end, created enough noise online that forced the hand of the authorities. It forced the hand of the authorities to have to allow an ambulance in. It took them a day, because the initial ambulance arrived on Tuesday afternoon and was rejected, but by Wednesday afternoon they couldn't ignore it any longer. It was becoming too embarrassing. And I would just want to say genuinely thank you to Zarah Sultana. I've had my criticisms of her and of the Your Party shambles. And those remain, by the way. You know, they remain apropos of the time in which they were made. But this is a genuinely wonderful thing. She was a pivotal factor in helping save this person's life. She has shown more moral fibre than the entire government is capable of collectively in this one action. So genuinely thank you. Look, there you go. They were there in the middle of the night. Absolutely wonderful to see. It's a disgrace that it had to happen. Should never ever have taken this situation. These people should be bailed immediately. They are of no real threat to anybody. They are not actually terrorists in any real sense whatsoever. But the state has a duty of care. And that's the thing that we need to bear in mind here, okay? When you have somebody in prison, whether rightly or wrongly, it doesn't ultimately matter. The state takes away the freedom of movement and action from a person. Now we can argue about abolitionism and all the rest of it, but that's what happens, okay? That's what prisons are. And so they can't go and seek their own medical attention. They can't make dietary choices for themselves. Or at least they're very limited in those that they can. And so the duty of care is on the state to ensure these people's safety and health. Now, it can't always do that. Prisons are full of very dangerous people and so forth. But this isn't about danger from the prisoner. Dangers from the prisoners. It's danger from the prison staff, from the powers that be that have decided to inflict further punishment and pain upon these people for continuing to speak out. They're being punished initially for speaking out, and they've been treated so poorly in order to try and break them, and they've refused to be broken because, again, they have moral fibre the government can only dream of having. I want to say, like I say, thank you to Zarah Sultana, but also massive big ups to Kessa Zarah and to all of the people involved in this, all of the hunger strikers and all of those standing in solidarity with the hunger strikers. That's a fantastic link, by the way. Can we pin that in chat? The link for that's the link you can do to go and help Prisoners for Palestine, who are doing amazing work. And again, massive big ups to them. They are the conscience of Britain, and I think it says a lot about this government that they're trying to stamp out that conscience. Question: if she's on voluntary hunger strike, wouldn't taking it to the hospital put her drip against her wishes? I don't know exactly what what her wishes are. 255. I'm not going to pretend to speak to the tactics here because I don't know what their wishes are. See, the media have tried to ignore it, and people aren't having it any longer. The Labour Scottish HQ was targeted by protesters, and they've spray painted, is it free the hunger strikers and end censorship, I think it says on the left. Yeah. That will continue to happen. What's this? Oh, there's an early day motion, which, I mean, essentially means nothing, because they don't. About this. Are there any particular interesting ones there? Not really. Layla Moran from the Lib Dems, okay, give them that. Ellie Jones, one of the nominators of it, or sponsors, whatever they call it. Anyway, let's not get dragged down by it. Yes, so all love to them. We did have a thing. Thank you, Andrina, who sent 5 memberships. Thank you very much. But that was whilst I had the thing off because I was doing that, and I might put that bit up on YouTube. So I turned the alert box off so that we don't have Gennaro Gattuso intervening over me going on about the state's duty of care. You know. Yeah. I turned out the person in YouTube chat, by the way. Fair enough. Yeah. I thought they were a leftist. I don't know whether to leave that rant in that I had. I don't know. Because I did misidentify them, but I think I still made some salient points. What do you reckon, chat? Should we run a poll? How do I do that again? I can't even remember. How do I do a poll, chat? Is it /poll? Why hasn't that done anything? No, well, okay, thank you, but I want to know how to do a poll. Keep it in. Well, we'll let the poll do its thing. It's there. You can go and check out if you want. Anyway. From that ugliness to the evil bastards that have allowed that ugliness. How'd you get a poll? You chat them up first. Thank you.
Right, let us come to Prime Minister's questions. Melanie Ward.
Here. Question number 1, please, Mr. Speaker.
Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the anti-Semitic terror attack on Bondi Beach was sickening. It has had a profound impact around the world, including on Jewish communities here in the United Kingdom. These incidents are not isolated. We think of the appalling attack at Heaton Park earlier this year, and these incidents are chillingly focused on some of the holiest days in the Jewish calendar. Mr. Speaker, I've been in touch over the last few days with the Community Security Trust, the Home Office and the Chief Rabbi about security for Hanukkah events here in the United Kingdom. Last night we held a Hanukkah reception in Downing Street, where I reaffirmed our fight against the poison of anti-Semitism. We will use all of our powers to make sure Jewish communities are safe and secure, as they should be. Mr. Speaker, may I also take this opportunity to wish you, all the staff in Parliament, every member and their families across the House a very happy Christmas and a little festive advice to those in reform. If mysterious men from the East appear bearing gifts, this time,
Oh. I mean, I'm laughing because it's so fucking terrible.
This time, report it to the police.
Because of Russian money, you see? Very good. I think, well, I mean, I don't think we need to wait for the results of the poll. I think we've... That's pretty conclusive. I don't think no's coming back.
Mr. Speaker, this morning I had meetings with ministerial colleagues and others. In addition to my duties in this House, I shall have further such meetings later today.
The award.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I associate myself with the Prime Minister's condemnation of the horrific attacks in Australia.
Oh, for fuck's... Okay, yeah, right. Can we have a moratorium on this shit? No offence, right? Genuinely no offence meant to the people in Bondi or Australia or Jewish people more generally. Because it's not about that. It's about the virtue signalling of parliamentarians, which wastes everyone's fucking time. Okay? Once the Prime Minister has said, yeah, it's terrible what happened, it doesn't matter whether it's about Bondi or about a completely separate event, right? The Prime Minister will say, we condemn this thing, or we give our condolences to the family and friends of such and such, if a person of note dies, etc., right? Then to have every fucking parliamentarian stand up and go, well, I'd like to associate myself with the Prime Minister's comments about bloody blah. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, we get it. Yeah, terrorism bad. We know. Stop wasting our fucking time. And parliamentary fucking time. Jesus Christ.
We must be clear that anti-Semitic terrorism is always an outrage.
Yeah. What about when it's Israel doing the terrorism? Is that an outrage? Also, boom, Bob's Burgers, motherfucker. The health inspector guy. Boom, there we are. What's his name again? What's the character's name? I don't know. But anyway, it's him.
Mr. Speaker, at Christmas time, many across our country will be thinking of Bethlehem, where the situation remains extremely difficult. The government's important scheme for students from Gaza with scholarships to study in the UK expires on the 31st of December, but a number of scholarship holders and their children have not yet been permitted.
Hey, hello, Mix Vivian Wolf. How the fuck are you? Everyone go and follow Mix Vivian Wolf on the various platforms. Otherwise, I will strike down upon you with furious vengeance or something. I don't know. Yes. Well, indeed, I would certainly hope no one was globalising anything, really. But as my fellow Brummie told us, it's not pronounced like that.
See the word intifada as having overtones of violence, Minister?
I think calling for to globalise the intifada can only really have. I'm not sure what other interpretation there is of intifada other than like an uprising.
The intifada. Excellent.
Permitted to leave Gaza. If this scheme closes, these brilliant Palestinians will lose their university places.
No, Parliament's always shit. Thank you to Comrie or Cymru. Is that a play on the Welsh name for Wales? I don't know. Anyway, thank you for 5 gifties on YouTube.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
Okay, we don't. It was less annoying with oiled baby otters, and I don't know what happened to that noise. So it's gone. It's gone. It's disappeared.
And we will lose their talent. Will the Prime Minister extend the UK's existing scheme into next year to prevent this from happening?
Here, Prime Minister.
Can I thank her? And I know that Gazan students face huge challenges in taking up their places, and we're considering solutions for those yet to arrive. But I do want to be clear, I want them to be able to take up their places and
Nice. I already knew it was pronounced that way, but that's actually quite cool.
Continue their education in the United Kingdom. I'm proud we've also created the medical evacuation scheme for children.
Okay, but not to be all, not to be too Austin Powers about it, but mole, moly, 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 mole. I want to chop it up and make some guacamole. I've said my piece.
From Gaza, and last week I met some of those who've been brought to the United Kingdom for specialist treatment in the NHS. Mr. Speaker, we continue to focus on aid into Gaza, and I'll make sure my honourable friend is kept updated on the next steps for students.
So basically, he's not going to do anything. He continue to do genocide. Cunt!
Position can be better.
Oh dear, I seem to have spotted a cunt.
Mr. Speaker, can I thank the Prime Minister for his words on anti-Semitism? What happened at Bondi Beach was an atrocity. But words of solidarity are not enough. We know the evil we face. Islamic extremism is a threat to Western civilization. It abuses our democracies and subverts our institutions. It is incompatible with British values.
I agree, which is why we should stop giving lots and lots of money to the Salafi Wahhabist Saudi Arabian government then. Yeah? You with me, Kimmy? Should we stop buying loads and loads of Saudi oil and selling them weapons with which they can do genocide against the people of Yemen? Because you know they're the ones that funded like Al-Qaeda and stuff. Most of the 9/11 hijackers, that they were Saudis. Osama bin Laden was a Saudi. Just, you know.
So it is not enough just to protect Jewish communities. We must drive Islamic extremism out of this country. Mr. Speaker, I would also like to send my best wishes to our armed forces, to the emergency services, and to everyone who will be working over Christmas. And I would also like to take this opportunity to wish you, Mr. Speaker, the House staff, and all members of this House, including the Prime Minister, a very Merry Christmas.
Kev, who is this? I don't know. I think because it's Christmas, they've let just like one of the randoms just do it. I think. I don't know. Who is? Do we know who this is? Dave? Is the name Dave? I think. I don't know.
Mr. Speaker, it is the Prime Minister's second Christmas in Downing Street, and by his own admission, he's not in control. He says nothing happens when he pulls the levers. Does he blame himself or the levers?
Parliament is often infuriating, mostly pointless, but it's never more repulsive for me than the kind of old boys club guffawing that you get. The smugness, the self-satisfied, oh, that's hilarious, you get from privately school-educated wankers. It makes my fucking skin crawl. It's not the worst thing that happens there. That would probably be the stripping of people's rights and, you know, glorification of war and things like that. But that bit does rather raise the heckles as well.
Mr. Speaker, I'll just set out what we've achieved this week, Mr. Speaker. We're setting out our violence against women and girls strategy tomorrow. That is me, specialists.
And just for the Tories, the Tory backbenchers, you should probably specify that you mean anti-violence against women and girls. Because when you say your strategy for violence against women and girls, a lot of them would have got a lob on. A lot of them would have become tumescent with joy at the thought of doing violence against women and girls. So you do need to specify that, really, you know. It's hackles. Well, suck my fucking schmackles, alright? But also, yeah, it's hackles.
Support for abuse victims and the 999 calls experts.
Sorry, Prime Minister. Mr. Deputy, I expect better from you. Ex-serving officer, we expect the standards of a good officer. Prime Minister.
The melt. The next lever was 500 jobs protected at Grangemouth. Partnering with INEOS to safeguard the plant's future.
We're having that stumble again. Fuck yes.
Partnering with INEOS to safeguard the plant's future.
Safeguard the bird. He turned into the fucking Swedish chef for a minute there. Absolutely lovely.
Next lever was Erasmus scheme, which is being announced later on today from January 2027. I got the next lever, Mr. Speaker, the Employment Rights Bill became law, the biggest uplift in workers' rights in a generation. I've got a whole more list, Mr. Speaker. I could go on for a very long time.
Not sure exactly what that had to do with the question, Mr. Speaker. The fact is, the Prime Minister promised economic growth, but the only thing that's grown is his list of broken promises. He promised to reduce unemployment, but yesterday, unemployment hit its highest level since the pandemic. It has gone up every single month since he came into office. Why is that?
Mr. Speaker, the facts are these: 350,000 more people in work this year. We've got the lowest inactivity rate for 5 years. We are taking a number of measures to address this, particularly with the young unemployed.
Well, I mean, you say that about Red Dwarf, but you clearly weren't watching the other day, because I slipped in a Red Dwarf reference that nobody got. So obscure is my Red Dwarf knowledge. I described something as being like a small off-duty Czechoslovakian traffic warden, which is a line from an old Red Dwarf episode. And no one got it. No one mentioned it. No one referenced it. And I thought, I am a slippery devil. Yeah, it's when they teach Crichton to lie. Yeah. That's from Dad's Army. True. Honestly, Mannering was a crafty devil.
I would remind them that under their watch, unemployment averaged 5.4%, higher than it is today.
You two.
Mr. Speaker, I don't know what planet the Prime Minister...
That, I get a lovely Red Dwarf reference. Starmer is Mr. Flibble to McSweeney's Rimmer. True.
...is living...
That's a sock puppet joke, basically.
But unemployment has gone up every single month under him. Youth unemployment, record levels. Graduate recruitment, lowest ever. He promised that he wouldn't increase taxes on working people, but he has. Last year, he increased national insurance. Last month, he froze income tax thresholds. So will the Prime Minister finally...
No way, Dan Bongino has quit the FBI. You know what we're going to have to do in honour of that, chat.
I want to be at the RNC. I want to see Patricia McCloskey. I want to scream for the GOP. I want to sit with Dan Bongino. I want to show
Mr. Nick Bongino.
I wanna tell him about the man in the stairs. He kinda looks like Dan Bongino. Grandma tries to tell me not to go down there, but I would be safe with Dan Bongino. I wanna be at the RNC. I wanna be like Dan Bongino. I wanna be at the RNC. I wanna be like Dan Bongino.
Fuck yes. Also, please go and play Roblox, Dan Bongino.
Be honest and admit he broke his promise on tax.
Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, I'm very proud that in the budget we had record investment into our public services. We stabilised the economy and we bore down on the cost of living. They voted against all those measures. But, Mr. Speaker, it is the season of goodwill. Let me congratulate the Leader of the Opposition. She's broken her own record since last week. Last week, 21 former Tory MPs had walked away to reform. She's broken that record because...
You want to talk about how your former Mayor of the North East went to the Green Party? Yeah. What the fuck is this stream? I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine.
This week it's gone to 22. The former Vice Chair has now gone. So the question is, who's next? Now, it's hard to name anyone. Mr. Speaker, it's hard to name anyone because according to the Shadow Transport Secretary, the Shadow Cabinet is full of, he says, non-entities.
True. Although, to be fair, so is the Cabinet, so... Are you gonna... Is at any point... Hoyle isn't even looking, the fucking meltoid. You're not supposed to fucking point. Now, I don't really give a fuck, right? Parliamentary, like, standard... I couldn't give a shit. You should be able to point at some cunt and go, you are a fucking cunt, mate. Right? You're a dickhead and a wanker. Your mum sucks eggs and your dad fucking... Your dad wanks on all fours, okay? And your dog's probably a bit gay, but not in a cool way, in a quite aggressive way. It's unnecessary, really, when you think about it. Anyway, the point being, you should be able to point, but you're not supposed to. And when we're in an era where, if you're pro-Palestine and you ever so slightly go against Erskine May rules, you get pulled up for it. But apparently the Prime Minister can just sit there going, yeah. And it's just, that's perfectly parliamentary. Don't call Keir Tetchy, he hates it when you call him Tetchy. True.
Should know.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister is talking about non-entities. As he looked at his cabinet, a bunch of turkeys, they could fit right in a Burton Matthews factory. And he...
Oh, fucking kill me in Minecraft. This is what counts as humour to these. I'm not going to say humans, because they're not humans. These creatures. These fucking vermin.
Bernard Matthews Factory. Ha 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 ha.
He is one to talk. Last week, his MPs were calling him a caretaker Prime Minister. After what he's done to the economy, they should be calling him the Undertaker Prime Minister. Let's look at what else he's promised. The Prime Minister...
Okay, this is ridiculously good. Come on now. Come on now. Chat, that is... 255, you've outdone yourself, sir. Try our two-steak solution. In fact, you're getting an applause. Do I still have the applause? There we go. Uh, 255, not my work. Yes, it is. Yes, it is 255, shut up.
gave his word that he would help pubs. Yet they face a 15% rise in business rates because of his budget. Will the Prime Minister be honest and admit his taxes are forcing pubs to close?
Prime Minister, she knows very well that the temporary relief that was put in place during COVID has come to an end. That was the scheme they put in place. We supported it, but it was always a temporary scheme coming to an end. We've now put in place a £4 billion transitional relief. We've also taken other measures, creating hospitality zones, greater licensing freedoms and tackling late payments. We're also bearing down on the cost of living, Mr Speaker, so more people enjoy a drink or a meal out, freezing rail fares, freezing prescription charges, £150 off energy bills, driving wages up. What did they do in relation to each of those, Mr Speaker? They voted against each and every one of those measures.
Mr Speaker, what pubs has he been speaking to? They've been barred from all of them. And let's...
What? What does that mean? What are you talking about? They've been barred from all of the pub. That's just rubbish. That's rubbish.
Let's look at another broken promise. I don't know why they're shaking their heads. It's not my fault they've got nowhere to drown their sorrows. Let's look at another broken promise. He promised to end the doctors' strike. He gave the doctors a 28.9% pay rise.
That's because you gave them a real terms cut of about 40% or something, didn't you? Over your 14 years. So they're not even at parity with where they were, or would have been, if they'd kept up with inflation.
What did he get in return? This morning, they've gone back on strike for the third time. In the middle of winter, in the middle of the worst flu crisis in years. Mr. Speaker, this shouldn't be allowed. We already banned strikes.
Jeremy Clarkson barred him from his pub. Okay.
By the police and the army. Why doesn't he put patients first, show some backbone, and ban doctors' strikes?
Wow, democracy's just, yeah, evil. You shouldn't allow people to organise, ever. Oh, Jenny! Although for some reason the fucking King's Mace is in the way, prick. But we do have a Jenny there. Salutes in chat. The only honourable motherfucker in the room. Let's go.
Mr Speaker, let me be clear about the strikes. They're dangerous and utterly irresponsible. And my message to resident doctors is don't abandon patients.
Every fucking trade union needs to disaffiliate from Labour immediately. Just immediately. They're asking the Unite members to cross picket lines in Birmingham. And they're now literally saying that basically any strike is evil. They also sacked someone from their shadow cabinet for daring to go to a picket line. So, you know. I don't think they have trade unions at heart, to be honest.
Work with us to improve conditions and rebuild the NHS. But, Mr Speaker, they left the NHS absolutely on its knees, waiting lists through the roof and confidence absolutely rock bottom. And, Mr Speaker, I take no lecture for them on industrial harmony. More days were lost to strike action on their watch than any year since the 1980s.
Mr Speaker, of course he's not going to ban doctor strikes. He doesn't have the baubles.
Chat, if you'd killed me when I said you should kill me in Minecraft, if you'd killed me in Minecraft then, I wouldn't have had to hear that, would I? She's referring to his testicles there, by the way.
Wank!
That is so pathetic. I'm so glad she will never be Prime Minister. That's the only saving grace, I guess, is that she will never, ever be Prime Minister. Now, unfortunately, someone worse probably will be, but you know, we'll deal with that issue when it arises. She is never getting into number 10, and that calms me down just a little bit, you know. She thinks she's going to be. I don't think she does. I think she knows exactly what's up.
Trade unions didn't just buy him. They can shake their heads. They can shake their heads all they like. We all know who's running their party, and it's not him. The trade unions didn't just buy him for Christmas. They bought him for life. And this matters for all those people out there facing a difficult new year. The Prime Minister has lost control. It's not the levers that don't work, it's him. He's breaking every promise he has made. He promised to bring down unemployment, it's up. He promised he wouldn't increase taxes, they're up. He promised to end the doctor strike, they're on strike again. Mr. Speaker, he said his main mission was economic growth, but the economy is shrinking. With a year like that, is it any surprise that all his MPs want for Christmas is a new leader?
Mr. Speaker, we got.
Is this monologue time now, or is it fucking question time? Is it questions to the Prime Minister, or is it just Kemi Badenoch grandstanding poorly with Christmas puns?
Got the Muppets Christmas Carol here. The defect.
Keith, there are many things you can mock. There are many things you can deride, and you know I won't be happy about it, but do not fucking come for the Muppets Christmas Carol, because you will be fucking seeing these fists. Okay? Kermit as Bob Cratchit, flawless. You want the perfect acting. You want the perfect acting display. One of the performances of all time. Kermit, Bob Cratchit, Muppets Christmas Carol. I can even forgive the casting of Michael Caine as Scrooge, because he's a twat. But the rest of them, absolute banger. Absolute banger. One of the great films of all time.
Elections are happening so fast that at Christmas the leader of the opposition is going to be left home alone. And the member for Runcorn is clearly dreaming of a white Christmas. But Mr. Speaker...
Okay, that's actually quite... Okay, I wasn't expecting him to go there. I will say, that is not a bad joke. It's a bit of an oblique reference. But it's that was the one that was like, oh, I don't want to see brown people in adverts. That one. So, dreaming of a white Christmas. That actually works. That's quite funny. That's pretty decent. I mean, again, delivered by an absolute fucking briefcaser, so it was shit. But like the actual writing's good. Whoever his writers are need to get a pay rise, and he needs to get a significant pay cut and indeed lose his job.
We know what the leader of the opposition wants for Christmas.
More. Sorry.
Her list to Santa is this. Dear Santa, please freeze the minimum wage. Please push hundreds of thousands of kids back into poverty and scrap maternity leave. Merry Christmas from the Tories. Mr. Speaker, what we're bringing is cheaper mortgages, new rights for workers, and lifting 500,000 people out of poverty. We've achieved more in 14 months than they achieved in 14 miserable years.
Jessica Bourne.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Ukraine is facing a fourth Christmas of war and loss. A Ukrainian family I met last week spoke movingly of the help and support that they had received from our community in Newport, but also of the real pain of separation.
Okay, apropos of nothing, that looks a little bit like DJ Mule. Interestingly, you know, DJ Mule raided into Helena when we were on last, and I sort of jokingly said, you know, unban me from your chat. And I did say that sort of jokingly, not expecting anything. And he contacted me. He followed me on Twitter and contacted me. And asked me what it was about. And I was like, I don't really know, to be honest. I'm not sure. Like, it was probably something to do with Bad Bunny or something, maybe, back in the day, but I don't fucking remember. And then he also followed me on Blue Sky as well. So, yeah, so I don't know, man. He's also blocked me. Viv, you're blocked by everybody. Come on now. One of his mods banned me. No, we're not doing, oh, stream friend. No. He contacted me. Shut up. I haven't. Well, don't say yet. I'm not going to block you, Viv. Why would I do that? I only really block trolls. I don't block even like right wingers or anything. If someone's like a streamer or something, I just let them be. I can always like time people out if they get annoying, you know. Stephen Pinker blocked me. Oh, nice. That's a good get.
From loved ones still in Ukraine serving near the front line. Will the Prime Minister join me in paying tribute to the bravery of these families and those that support them?
He did have beef with Zanderhall back in the day, yeah. Maybe it was something to do with that. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. I don't know if... Has he unblocked me? I don't know. I haven't really checked. Is he streaming now? Should we check? There he is. Right. Should we check? Okay, chat. I genuinely didn't... I wasn't expecting to even talk about this. But there he is. Should we check whether I'm unbanned? Oh, I'm tingling. No, it's still banned. He literally contacted me and followed me on various social media platforms. And I'm still fucking banned. Fucking... Oh, Jesus Christ. Some people. Some fucking people.
And can he also take this opportunity for them in giving the House an update on what more we can do from this government to support our Ukrainian friends?
Prime Minister.
Well, can I heartily agree with her? British families have shown incredible kindness and hospitality.
I'm not requesting. I requested with my voice to his ears, and he heard it and still hasn't unbanned me. So I'm not filling in a form like one of you fucking plebs have to, okay? I'm a streamer and I matter. I'm important, okay? Anyway.
We have been working by...
And as important I am, you should give me money for my importance and how important I am. In the form of bits and subscriptions and super chats and memberships. Raise taxes on streamers. No, come on now. Streamers are the real oppressed minority. We've been through this. I'm banned on Navarra Media for sharing a Welsh perspective. What was that perspective? Air it here. You are free to.
Update with our allies on frozen Russian assets to support Ukrainians in their hour of need. Today, Mr. Speaker, I can announce that we're issuing a licence.
Hang on. Sure.
Today, Mr. Speaker.
Jenny's doing a heckin' stand. Oh, hello. She's mobile, chat. She's mobile. It's over for you, motherfuckers.
Speaker, I can announce that we're issuing a licence to transfer £2.5 billion from the sale of Chelsea Football Club. That's been frozen, those funds, since 2022.
Chelsea Football Club is a really interesting thing. Case anyway, not the. It doesn't matter if you're into football. The way in which the British government acted there is a very interesting case, because whenever one talks about requisitioning the property of the rich. So, for instance, we've got lots of empty houses and lots of homeless people. Big brain stuff here. Put the homeless people in the empty houses. Right? Good stuff. Not just that, obviously. They need medical attention and supervision and training and so on and so forth. They need a lot of help. But the point being, they also definitely need somewhere to live. So that would be like a solution there. But we're told, no, we can't do that because that's private property. We can't just take that from people. That's private property. That's crazy. Yeah, but politically it's suiting for the government to do so. They're more than happy to take private property. When it was Russia that was the issue at hand, they literally took a Premier League football club from its owners. They literally took it into temporary government ownership. They temporarily nationalised a Premier League football team. They also stopped it trading during that time, so it wasn't like against competition rules or anything. But the point being is, they stole it from Roman Abramovich, the, under British law, legal owner of that. And then they sold it to an American. And with that £2.5 billion, which, by the way, was a massive undersale, but that's the way privatisation always fucking works, has been sat there doing fuck all. Now, if we can do that when it comes to Roman Abramovich, why can't we do that with everything else? I'm sorry, you don't get to have it both ways. Either private property rights are sacrosanct, or you just don't want to house homeless people. I suspect it's that one, isn't it?
My message to Abramovich is this: the clock is ticking. Honour the commitment that you made and pay up now. And if you don't, we're prepared to go to court so every penny reaches those whose lives have been torn apart by Putin's illegal war.
Sir Ed Davey, leader of the Liberal Democrats.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can I wish you, everyone in the whole House and the whole country...
Okay, no one cares about Ed Davey. Let's just look at Jenna.
A merry and peaceful Christmas. And can I join the Prime Minister in expressing our horror
Yes, let's virtue signal, virtue signal.
appalling anti-Semitic terror attacks on Bondi Beach on the first day of Hanukkah?
No, not a single person in the entire country, A, gives a fuck what Ed Davey has to say about this, and B, has any doubt about what his opinion on this is. No one's like, I reckon Ed Davey loves IS and loves the slaughter of innocent people on a beach. I bet he's all about... No, obviously you're against it. Everyone knows you're against it. This is wasting everyone's fucking time.
Our thoughts and prayers are with the families and friends of all those who have been killed and injured in this senseless act of violence, and our thoughts with the whole Jewish community. Mr. Speaker, I'm sure we've all heard British Jews explain how they no longer feel safe in this country. Many of us have friends who volunteer to put on stab vests and stand guard outside their synagogue, and at Heaton Park in October we saw why. Anti-Semitism is real, it is poisonous. We must all work together to stamp it out.
Interestingly, when he said anti-Semitism was real, no one shouted, no it isn't. When Zarah Sultana said Islamophobia was real, at least one member of Parliament shouted, no it isn't. What's the difference, chat? Answers on a postcard.
The Board of Deputies have called for a comprehensive government strategy to tackle anti-Semitism.
True, but the Board of Deputies are an Israeli proxy. That's just fucking true. They don't give a shit about British Jews. They are there solely for the protection and furtherance of Zionism, and that is all.
So will the Prime Minister commit to that today and set out what concrete steps he's taking to make sure Jewish people are safe in Britain?
Prime Minister.
Well, can I thank him for raising this really important issue, and it is really important that we have actions that match the words that we have expressed in response to these horrific attacks. The actions we've taken so far are increasing the funding for Jewish security up to £28 million. I'm pleased to do that, but I'm sad to do that. Having to pay more money to provide security for people to be at their place of worship and to go to school is a sad thing for this country to have to do. I've ordered a review of protest and hate crime laws to stop protests breeding hatred.
So you're just going to arrest people for disagreeing? Yeah, okay. Authoritarian cunt.
We're looking at new police powers to deal with repeat and targeted protests, and we've launched a review and training.
Repeat and so you're allowed to protest, but not too much. Literally just not only is he paving the way for Nigel Farage to become Prime Minister, but he's laying the groundwork of the fascist state that Nigel Farage wants to build anyway. Honestly, Keir, it's difficult for you to scare us with you have to vote Labour otherwise Reform get in if you're just doing what Reform are going to do anyway.
To tackle anti-Semitism in the NHS. There are other steps that we are talking to the community about taking, but all of those actions have already started.
David. Thank the Prime Minister for that answer, and I hope he will look at the proposal from the Board of Deputies. I think we can work across this House to end the scourge of anti-Semitism. Mr. Speaker, turning to the NHS, even before today's irresponsible strike by the resident doctors,
go fuck yourself.
Patients were facing a terrible winter crisis. Thousands have been left on trolleys in hospital corridors for hours. No privacy, no dignity, some even...
Oh no, Viv, did you not see there was one anti-Semitic nurse? One. That's it. But apparently that's enough for there to be a comprehensive review into anti-Semitism in the NHS. Okay, cool. I presume that they'll find, like, you know, Palestine lapel pins as anti-Semitism or something. Cool.
Calling themselves because there was no response. And there's been some tragic cases, Mr. Speaker, some people even dying on those trolleys and left undiscovered for hours.
You know who also died? Those sub-postmasters that killed themselves because of people like you, Edward. Or the 300,000 that died because of austerity, because of people like you, Edward.
And the expectation is that this could get worse. So will the Prime Minister make this his #1 priority to end this crisis with a mass vaccination programme to stop so many people ending up in hospital with this virus, and funding the social care places people need to leave hospital when they're ready?
Can I say how unacceptable the conditions that some are enduring in our hospitals are?
Yeah, the trans kids that are dying because of they're having their healthcare taken away from them, and the general sort of, you know, milieu of hatred surrounding that particular issue. Yeah, that's another set of people that are dying that Ed Davey also doesn't fucking care about.
And there's no excuse, and it is our #1 priority. On vaccinations, we've had over 17 million patients vaccinated this year. That's an increase on last year, but I want to drive that up again next year because vaccinations make such a difference, both to patients and those who are staffed within the hospitals. And of course, we take action on social care. Thank you.
Lord McAvoy.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and Merry Christmas to you and all your fantastic staff. Prime Minister, 2025 has been a momentous year for Darlington, Britain's best town, but there is much more to do. I met a lovely woman out door knocking recently, and she works 12-hour night shifts at a care home in the town. Her colleagues are on minimum wage, and many care workers across the town aren't even paid time and a half for working on Christmas Day. Like so many in her profession, she wants the system fixed not for herself but for her residents. I believe that starts with radical improvements to care workers' terms and conditions. Prime Minister, this workforce of mostly women do essential, skilled and exhausting work without fuss, fanfare and still without fair pay. They deserve better. What can I tell the Darlington care workers will improve for them by this time next year at Christmas?
Minister. Can I thank her? Carers are incredibly skilled workers. My sister is one of them, and I'm very proud of them and her for their invaluable work. I'm pleased that we've increased the carers' allowance earnings limit by the largest amount since it was introduced, and we're providing £500 million to fund the first ever fair pay agreement through the Employment Rights Act, which was passed yesterday to make sure care workers are properly recognised and rewarded.
Stephen Flynn. It's the season of goodwill, so with the...
I'm sorry, Stephen. What accent is that? Because that's not the one you were using here.
The opportunity was there, and oh God, they didn't take it. That was absolutely incredible over in Athens.
They did him so dirty. They did him so dirty.
Stephen Flynn. It's the season of goodwill.
I only had it on standby because someone said he asked a question. I didn't know he asked a fucking question.
So with that in mind, I don't intend, it is indeed the season of goodwill. So with that in mind, I don't intend on asking the Prime Minister about his broken promises on energy bills, the 1,000 jobs being lost in the North Sea, the fact that Peter Mandelson is still a member of the House of Lords. I won't even ask him about the chaos that is engulfing the Labour Party, his budget and indeed his own leadership. No, Mr. Speaker, I simply want to wish the Prime Minister Happy Christmas. How does he intend on spending his final one in Downing Street?
You cheeky cunt. Oh. Absolutely fucking torched him. Stephen Flynn from the top rope with the metal chair. Let's fucking go.
Prime Minister.
I'm going to get an update from the Chancellor on Grangemouth in just a minute. He's clearly not interested in Grangemouth. You would have thought on a day like this that he'd want to welcome the £120 million of investment into groundwork. It's a landmark investment protecting 500 jobs and hundreds more across Scotland's supply chain. And he can't even bring himself to mention it. Mr. Speaker, that's on top of the Typhoon defence jobs in Edinburgh and shipbuilding jobs on the Clyde. And after decades of SNP rule...
What does... Well, hang on, you expect him to mention everything in a question? Like, come on. God, he's such a fucking tetchy bitch.
You are coping and seething.
They're totally out of ideas. They can't even welcome the Grangemouth news. Scotland deserves change next year with Anna Sarwar.
Are you sure about that?
Come on now. You know as well as I do, Anna Sarwar is never going to be First Minister of Scotland. Come on now. Come on now.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In 2020, my constituents, John and Karen Rowlands, lost their son Andrew in a road collision. He was just 18 years old and a passenger. Like too many others, Mr. Speaker, the driver of the car should never have been on the roads. He was underage, unlicensed and uninsured, and bought the car on social media using cash. Can the Prime Minister tell me how bereaved families like the Rowlands can have a meaningful say on our road safety strategy?
Sarwar can have the FIFA First Minister prize instead. True. Fucking true.
And ensure the right checks are in place to prevent future tragedies.
Prime Minister.
Can I send, I'm sure, condolences of the whole House to Andrew's family. It's an awful case, and every life that's lost to dangerous driving is a tragedy. In terms of the range of measures that we're taking to protect young drivers, they include penalties for driving uninsured and unlicensed, and measures to reduce the risks posed by unroadworthy vehicles. And in terms of influence of her and her constituents, I'll be very happy to set up an appropriate meeting for her constituents.
Ben Maguire.
And I thank the Prime Minister for confirming a Cornwall-only devolution deal since my last PMQ. In 1988, over 20,000...
Who the fuck is this squeaky briefcase wanker?
The melt.
His voice offends me.
North Cornwall constituents were poisoned by the South West Water Authority. In a recent BBC documentary, strong suggestions were made of a cover-up by the Thatcher government. None of those victims have ever been properly compensated. And today, South West Water poisoned my constituents with impunity with their constant sewage dumping.
And your government is allowing that to happen. Hang on, is he Labour? I think he... Hang on, I'm not sure.
Christmas swims across Cornwall have been cancelled again, while constituents like William Howes in Padstow have been hospitalised. Wow. Will the Prime Minister please meet with me to finally deliver justice to all water poisoning?
No, he's not. No, he's on the... No, so is he a Lib Dem then, I think? I don't know, he's a briefcase either way.
Victims. And make sure this never happens again.
Yeah, he's a Lib Dem. Oh, right. Jenny. She's gone from doing a hecking stand-up to a hecking sleep. Fuck yes. She knows. She knows what's up. She knows what's up.
Of what was a terrible scandal, and I will ask the Water Minister to meet him and...
That's true, he can't be a Lib Dem, he didn't mention Brexit. So either that or if he is a Lib Dem, he's going to lose the whip for not mentioning Brexit.
His constituents to discuss it. He and the public are right to be furious.
Yeah, that was the Cornish flag, yeah.
Companies are still polluting our seas, lakes and rivers. Mr Speaker, we've taken action banning bonuses for bosses in 6 polluting companies, changing the law so that those who hide sewage bills can be locked up, and issuing almost...
Can be locked up but won't be, because the fucking prisons are all full of Palestine action fucking people or whatever. They're not going to fucking imprison anyone for this. Don't fucking lie to me.
£30 million in fines to clean up waterways. We're clearing up the mess that the party over there left, like everything else.
Claudia Bams.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The West Midlands car industry is well famous, and this government backs our automotive sector. We got US...
Yeah, that's a fantastic West Midlands accent you got going on there. You right, me old China? I'm from the West Midlands, ain't I?
Trade deal, and when criminals shut down production at Jaguar Land Rover, we back the supply chain. Brilliant companies like JH Lavender in my constituency. What a contrast with the member for Clacton, not here as usual, who said, I predict Jaguar will now go bust, and they deserve to. Would the Prime Minister agree with me that the workers of the West Midlands and the entire country need a Labour government and can't afford the economic vandalism of Reform UK?
Morgan McSweeney, question of the week.
Well, apparently the leader of Reform's in the lounge. I know he likes an early getaway at Christmas to get to his place in France. But Mr. Speaker, he lobbied for economic sanctions against his own country when he was in the United States, with no thought for British workers and zero patriotism. The difference is our US deal secured the best deal for the car industry, providing certainty for the workforce at JLR. And there's more good news, Mr. Speaker, for the car industry this week, because Nissan is now building its new electric Leaf in Sunderland. That's the difference a Labour government makes.
Sir Julian Smith.
Compliment the Prime Minister on the work he's done on Ukraine and wish him well over Christmas on that topic. Mr. Speaker, pubs are at the centre of rural communities in areas such as North Yorkshire. They are.
He has hair like a Simpsons character. Do you know what I mean? Like that kind of squiggle to signify that there is some hair there, but it's like very thin. He has the Simpsons character hair.
They are under more pressure than ever before. Could I urge the Prime Minister and the Government to look again at the rates issue and to look at how to relax the transitional relief for those pubs, many of which are otherwise going to close?
Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, it is an important sector. At the heart of this challenge is the end of the temporary relief that was put in place during COVID. And that's why we put in place the transitional measures and investing £500,000 into a hospitality support scheme to help rural pubs diversify. On issues like the cost of living, we've taken a number of measures to make it easier for people to go out and enjoy themselves in pubs. And we'll always look at what measures we can put in place to support pubs.
Hey, Robertson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. People across Lichfield, Burntwood and the villages will be looking forward to a very happy new year, not least because of this government's commitment to the Midland Rail Hub project, which will revolutionise rail travel across the West Midlands and further afield. We are all really eager to see a better service between Lichfield and Birmingham as soon as possible, though. So will the Prime Minister join my campaign for a more regular service on the cross-city line? And can he confirm that rail commuters will benefit from frozen fares because of this Labour government?
Minister.
Well, Mr. Speaker.
I mean, that sounded like Morgan McSweeney, but he didn't read it. So maybe it's a Morgan McSweeney question that he rehearsed, because he was given time to rehearse. Also, look at Luke Akehurst's gut. Is he fucking pregnant? Jesus.
Speaker, the hub means more regular services for up to 15 stations across the region. That's vital after the Lichfield to Birmingham service was slashed under the previous government. The construction will create around 13,000 jobs, and we're delivering them as quickly as possible with Network Rail awarding design contracts this week. Mr. Speaker, we're also freezing rail fares. That's the first time that that's happened in 30 years, saving his constituents about £90 a year on the commute to Birmingham.
Andrew Snell.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. As the ghost of Christmas past scoops up the Prime Minister from his slumber in number 10 this year.
Because they're all just posh twats, right? They're all private school boys who think these jokes are just fucking spiffing, you know? Fucking wankers.
I wonder what he will show him on Christmas Eve. Maybe it would be the devastated family farmer putting up the for sale sign on the yard.
Oh, won't someone think of Clarkson?
Or the children hugging each other as their independent school closes. Or
oh, won't someone think of the private schools? Oh no!
or any of the 100,000 hospitality workers who have lost their jobs. Or the millions of families that are trying to work out how they will pay their tax bill to fund the ever-growing welfare state.
I hope you get cancer. I Can't Give a Duck asks, HS2, when it gets going, will have a standard UK rail gauge, which means that trains can't go to Paris. At some point in the future, is that not a waste of money? How do you feel as a resident of Birmingham? Well, as a resident of Birmingham, I suppose we're just sort of glad that it's getting as far as here. I feel genuinely sorry for the people of Manchester and beyond who have paid into this through their taxation and are getting fuck all. Billions pissed away for nothing. So, like, yeah, it can't go to Paris. Okay, fine, but, like, you can get a quick train into London and then switch over to St Pancras and away you go. It's not that big a deal. Like, it probably would be better if it were that way, but, like, it's basically what you have to do now, but a bit quicker. You get the train into King's Cross, change over to St Pancras, and then trundle along at 3 miles an hour through the countryside of Kent, get into the tunnel, and then, boom, once you hit France, They've got track that could, you can go more than 10 miles an hour on. Yeah. You get to Paris in no fucking time. It genuinely will take you longer to get from Birmingham to London than London to Paris. Which is mental. There's literally water in the way. Well, not in the tunnels, hopefully, but
So is it no wonder that the ghost of Christmas future has given up on this Prime Minister? And all that is left is for him to get his bag of coal from Santa and his P45 from his own MP.
God almighty, what a melt. Is that why they're rebuilding Birmingham? Are they rebuilding Birmingham? I mean, there's always building going on, but I don't know about rebuilding.
Happy Christmas. I saw that the honourable member was asking the public to suggest questions for today. I actually put in a bid, Mr. Speaker. I filled it in. I assume he missed the question. I said he should ask about the 6,000 well-paid, high-skilled jobs we've secured in his constituency, building typhoons.
The fuck was that glitch?
Paid, high-skilled jobs we've secured in his constituency.
Constituency?
Building typhoons. Thanks for an $8 billion deal with Turkey.
Yeah, no, it would be dope to see, like, Paris Gare du Nord to Birmingham New Street on the fucking screen. That would be dope. But, like, it's not the end of the world. Whatever.
Disappointed that he didn't want to talk about good, well-paid jobs in his constituency secured by this Labour government.
Mr. Speaker, just days before Christmas, heartbroken Derbyshire families and staff have learnt that the Reform-led council are closing 8 care homes, including Rowthorne in Amber Valley. And that comes just days after learning that the council's cost-saving claims were entirely
Okay, this is a Morgan McSweeney question. Okay, cool.
fabricated.
Which, by the way, tells you exactly where the Labour Party is headed. It's further and further right. Because they see Reform as their opponents. Not the Green Party, not even the Lib Dems, it appears. Certainly not the Tories. Because all they do is attack the Reform Party. It's not going to do them any fucking good. Not going to do them a lick of good. Does rebuilding Birmingham mean an automated system for carrying garbage to the tip? If they would just collect the bins, that would be nice. They've managed to alienate 2 separate lots of workers. The council is so shit. They're going to get absolutely wiped out in next year's elections, which is nice. I mean, they might get replaced by fucking Reform or something, who knows, but the Labour Party needs to die at this point. It is far, far outlived any usefulness it could possibly have served.
Does the Prime Minister agree with me that when Reform talk about Doge, what they're actually talking about is cutting vital public services?
Literally. And they're doing this Doge canard after, like, even Elon Musk came out and said that Doge didn't work in America. But apparently we need one for every single council, even though their own Doge departments in the councils they've already got haven't saved anything. In fact, they've probably spent more money than they've saved.
And will he join me in urging Derbyshire County Council to think again?
Well, it is deeply concerning to hear about the closure of 8 Derbyshire care homes by the Reform-led Derbyshire Council. It will be hugely concerning to residents and to their families, while we're making £3.7 billion of extra funding available to councils to fund social care. And let me say to the member for Clacton, relaxing in the lounge, Christmas is a time for forgiveness. It's never too late to apologise to former classmates.
Bringing up the racism. Yeah, maybe he was just talking about an island of strangers. Yeah.
Timothy.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Labour's tax rises mean lower growth and higher unemployment, and the reason for the tax rises is government spending. The Prime Minister personally promised the country to limit...
Or you could just tax rich people. Then it wouldn't be a problem.
...spending increases to £9.5 billion a year. So what mandate did he have in his first 2 budgets to increase annual spending 15 times faster by £146 billion?
Wow. Mr. Speaker, we had a mandate to change because we inherited major challenges across the country. If only he had done something to solve these problems when he was working in Downing Street. He left a complete mess.
Neil Duncan John.
Mr. Speaker, over the past few weeks, I've been contacted by a number of constituents who work in the health and care sector because they...
I'm sorry, is this Alan Rickman? This is Alan Rickman playing Bernie Sanders with a Cockney accent.
They are concerned about the proposed changes to the rules surrounding indefinite leave to remain. These individuals came to this country to do a job we asked them to do, and then we decided to change the rules halfway through the process. Does the Prime Minister agree that if we are to be a proud, rules-based nation, going back...
Yeah, that died a long time ago, mate.
...back on our word to people who are contributing to our society and building lives here is not...
Alan Rickman did have Riz, but he was also a superb actor who could play Rizless. Because he had range, okay? He could store his inner Riz and embody the briefcase. As an actor. R.I.P. Alan Rickman.
Not only just unfair, it's also profoundly un-British.
Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we're replacing a failed settlement system with one that is fair and recognises contribution. It is right to apply more stringent controls, and we're currently consulting on the right approach. I do recognise the huge contribution.
For some reason, oh shit, the alert box is still off. Fucking hell, Kev. Thank you, Fuzzmos, for gifting a sub. Thank you, Fuzzmos, with bits. Laying the foundations, you may say. I see what you did there. I see what you did. And thank you, Wayward Historian, for resubscribing. Whoever they are. I don't know who they are. But whoever they are, thank you. Don't forget you can give me money in the form of bits and subs and memberships and YouTube. Fucking globalise the enchilada.
Of those working in our NHS and will not change the rules for those who already have settled status.
Sir John Whittingdale.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Jimmy Lai is 79 and is a British citizen. He has already been in prison in Hong Kong for 5 years, simply for being a journalist. If he receives a further sentence on the 12th of January, he is likely to die in prison. Will the Prime Minister make clear that his visit to Beijing...
Are these the same people now sitting in reverence that were laughing at the Palestine hunger strikers? What's the difference, chat?
Can only go ahead if Jimmy Lai is released.
Prime Minister.
I thank him for raising this really important case, and as he knows, we continually raise this with our counterparts.
We don't need the
and we'll
mole in
continue
profile.
to do so. And I condemn the conviction. Obviously, we await the sentence, but it's absolutely clear that he's been targeted by the authorities, and this is wrongful, and I call it out. It is important that we continue to engage so that we can raise this issue with those counterparts.
Sam Calling.
In September, a National Secular Society...
Oh, God! The fucking Bob's Burgers is stood up. He's saying things with his mouth. Ah!
Highlighted alarming numbers of extremist religious organisations in the UK from various faiths.
I'm sorry, who let this fucking fetus? Who let this... absolute fetus, this spermatozoa into the chat? Who is this person? Who let them into Parliament? Pit the even younger. Pit the glint in the milkman's eye. School check. I don't know his fucking name. Yeah, it's Hugo from Bob's Burgers. Incredible.
traditions, expressing hideous views about women, including promoting female genital mutilation and denying the existence of marital rape. Many of these are registered as charities.
I'm sorry, I can't take him seriously with that voice and looking like that. The existence of marital rape. I need to like study him like a wild animal or something. What is this? What is this creature? Here we see the briefcase in its natural habitat. It's a story as old as time itself.
And therefore eligible for various tax exemptions, as well as thousands or even millions of pounds in public money through gift aid. So will the Prime Minister, as part of the government's mission to halve violence against women and girls, support my campaign for a review of charity law and regulation so that we can make sure the UK taxpayer isn't funding extremism and hate?
Yeah. Minister.
Can I thank him for raising this really important issue? The scale of violence and abuse suffered.
I didn't even listen to what he had to say. I had no idea what that question was about. Can anyone tell me? I'm not skipping back again. An absolute homunculus. True. Danny Dyer's chocolate homunculus.
By women and girls is a national emergency, and the Violence Against Women and Girls strategy will be published tomorrow, setting out concrete steps in order to deal with this. We've already taken action to protect victims, including placing domestic abuse specialists in the first 5 999 control rooms, and we're launching a new national policing centre to coordinate police response.
It's Sam Carling. Boop. How does he look? Oh, I don't know how he looks. That's a very. His head is shaped like a plectrum. I'm not here for it. He's he was born in County Durham, northwest Cambridgeshire. He was only born in 2002. Oh my god. Oh no. He's younger than 9/11. There's a bit of Megamind going on. Fucking crikey. A majority of 39? Oh, that's meant. How many recounts do you think they had on that? A majority of 39 votes. Okay, well, I mean, say goodbye to him, chat, because he's not holding on to this fucking seat for a second. Not a fucking moment. Here we go. He was raised in Crook, County Durham. He described his background as being a totally apolitical family. Carling grew up as a Jehovah's Witness. Okay. Originally from Bishop's Auckland, Walsingham School, which sounds like a private school, but apparently is just a co-educational secondary. So okay. Barnard Castle School. No way. There we go. He went to a private school for his 6th form. A co-educational private day and boarding school. And then went on to Christ College, Cambridge. He was the co-chairman of Cambridge University Labour Club and was debates officer of the Cambridge Union. Oh, okay, we are talking an absolutely fucking Chernobyl level of toxic briefcaseology going on there. Holy fuck. The newest, like, the briefcases are evolving like Pokemon. He's the latest in the line of fucking devolution, evolution, revolution, cuntolution. I don't know what to call it, but yeah. He's the newest generation of wanker. Fuck, he's the platonic ideal of briefcase. He is the perfect briefcase, yes.
And target these crimes. I'll make sure that ministers look specifically at the issues that he's raised.
Jeremy Corbyn.
You, Mr. Speaker.
Oh my God! Adolf Hitler, Adolf Hitler, Adolf Hitler.
Yesterday, the Minister of State for Justice declined a meeting with the representatives of a number of hunger strikers in prison at the present time. These are all remand prisoners. They're not convicted of anything. Since then, a further prisoner, Kazam, has been taken to hospital, as have others. Many people are very concerned about the regular breaches of prison conditions and prison rules in respect to these hunger strikers. Will he make arrangements for the Ministry of Justice to meet representatives of the hunger strikers to discuss these breaches of the conditions that they're experiencing at the present time?
Prime Minister.
Well, he will appreciate there are rules and procedures in place in relation to hunger strikes, and we're following those rules and procedures.
So he's not going to do anything about it. What a cunt. You fucking sick bastards. Play Roblox.
Ahmed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. England is the only country in the world with a fully privatised and monopolised water system, and is broken. My constituents in Sheffield Central, like many across the country, continue to face burst water pipes, polluted rivers and rising bills. All while the Chief Executive of Yorkshire Water has taken 1.3 million in bonus payments to an offshore company, and that's on top of her very healthy 660,000 salary. Will the Prime Minister assure the House that the forthcoming Water White Paper will have stronger accountability and put public interest first before bosses' bonuses? And more importantly, will it consider bringing the essential public service back into House?
Prime Minister.
Well, that's not a Tory, that was a Labour MP who wants to nationalise the water, I think.
Yes.
Which, it shouldn't be surprising, but it is, because it's the modern Labour Party.
Simple answer to that question. And our decisions are already holding polluters to account.
No,
Mr. Speaker,
aren't.
new severe fines, banning bonuses, and a record 83 criminal investigations have been launched. We've also secured over £100 billion of investment to upgrade infrastructure, to deliver better services to constituents.
Load of
Final question, David Mundell.
Mr. Speaker, on Sunday at Arlington Cemetery, I will have the honour of joining family and friends of many of the victims of the bombing of Pan Am Flight 103 over Lockerbie on the 21st of December 1988, the worst terrorist atrocity in the United Kingdom. Does the Prime Minister agree with me that, especially after all these years, those family and friends deserve both truth and justice? And will the United Kingdom Government continue to do all it can to bring about that outcome?
Yeah. I mean, fuck off, you Tory cunt. A Scottish Tory. Is there anything more loathsome in the world? I mean, yeah, but they're still pretty shit.
Prime Minister.
Can I thank him for raising this? And nobody could forget the shocking scenes at Lockerbie. And I know the huge impact it's had on the community that he grew up in, where people have responded with such compassion and strength. He has rightly stood by their search for justice and truth for all of the intervening years, and I pay tribute to that. All of our thoughts remain with the families and friends of all the victims who deserve truth, and I urge the Scottish authorities to consider the points that he raises.
We'll let the front benches change over.
Indeed. I'm glad we've wasted so much time this year, you and I, chat. We've wasted so much time together, you and I. Watching Question Time, watching Prime Minister's questions, various other political nonsense. And I promise you this, next year, exactly the same. Load of shit. What is this? What link? What link? I can't give a duck. Did you post a link? What's this? Reports of female... SNP leader John Swinney condemns alleged office bugging of female MSP. Okay. Okay, that's an interesting story. I'll have to look into that a bit more, but thank you. Who sent me that? I can't give a duck. Yes, I'll have to look into that. Because I can't really give you an opinion on a story that I don't know anything about. But yeah. Another year on Garbage Island.
Where are we going? Garbage Island.
But yeah, what shit will be on Question Time tonight, I wonder? Well, there is no Question Time tonight, which is why I'm not doing Question Time right now. Yeah, they don't come back till mid to late January. They stop over the Christmas and New Year. Which is, like, I mean, that's fair enough, I guess, because, like, Parliament has also stopped, but... Doesn't mean things aren't happening, but, you know, you can't have one every week. That's, yeah. Well, I mean, you could, but anyway. Right. The story of the Celtic nations. You can't report on a story you don't know anything about. Well, to be fair, they do that deliberately so they don't have to report on Celtic nations. But I mean, like, I don't know anything about it because I've just been told about it. Not that I'm purposely, like, blinkering myself to the story. It's just happened. It's just broken or whatever, you know. Yeah. Anyway, right. I'm going to fucking sleep or something. Actually, I might get some food first. I'm a bit peckish. I'm just a little bit nibbly nibs, you know. Not absolutely ravenous. Like I could just go to bed, but there's a little bit of something, you know. A little nibble. Okay, we'll go over to My Left Eye on the YouTubes. Who is going on Twitch? Let's have a gander. Looks progressive. We'll go over there. Okay, I'll be back. I will be back at some time tomorrow. Yeah, because it's not quite midnight. Yes. With I don't even know what. Yeah, probably something. Aren't the Epstein things being released tomorrow? Or will that be after I've streamed? I don't know. Either way, I will have content. There's always content. I live in the content mines, chat. The fuck am I talking about? I honestly do not know. But thank you everyone for listening and watching. Thank you for all of your support. I'll check you all tomorrow. Peace and love. Free Palestine. No, pass around.